It is an invasion of the sovereign love of God penetrating the gap of darkness with the overwhelming power of His marvelous light. It bridges the gap between man and God. Take a journey through the amazing grace of God with your host, Sarah Abraham, as she shares the compelling stories of those who walked in His covenant and have overcome by the amazing grace of God.
And now, your host, Sarah Abraham. Welcome to Amazing Grace. We are delighted you have tuned in to us today. From all of us as Destiny TV, welcome. Amazing Grace is the Lord's greatest gift to mankind. It is the gift that is free and sufficient for all of us. Amazing Grace is the light that penetrates the darkness and brings us all the way to the cross, through the cross to the light. We are so happy and delighted to have such an amazing woman of God. If you are not an overcomer, I don't know who it is. You have overcome so many of adverse situations. Welcome to Amazing Grace, Miss Thelma Scott.
All right. Thank you so much for having me today.
You look so beautiful
Thank you.
and wonderful colors. And I can see the grace of God is over you from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you do, a little bit about your story.
All righty. Well, what I do and what is so amazing, I am the founder of Barbara Jordan Endeavors. And that is an organization that discovers students with unique abilities.
I like that word, unique abilities.
Yes, unique abilities. Because they have the ability to do anything anyone else can do. It may take them longer, but they can do it. And we have so many success stories with our students. And I am a mighty woman of God with a unique ability. And I am inspiring students. If Miss Scott can do it, then they can do it.
How did you get hooked up with Barbara Jordan? That's another amazing woman that I respect.
Yes, a lot of people ask me that. Back home where I came from, a little town called Diboll, Texas. And I worked for the police department there as communications supervisor for 10 and a half years. And during one of our trainings, we was in Austin, and I just always wanted to meet her. So I left and went over to University of Texas to her classroom, and I met her coming out of her room in her wheelchair. At the time, I hadn't come down with breast cancer or anything. And I just was telling her about my story because I wanted to be the first black DPS officer. And I was going for training. And she told me at that time, she said, well, whatever you do, you cannot procrastinate. You need to do that. And later on, after I came down with breast cancer, and my husband, moved me to Houston before I could be able to be close to training. And I met her sister, which is Miss Rosemary McGowan. And I had told her that I had met her sister back years ago and told about me being a breast cancer survivor. And I asked her if I could name my organization after Barbara Jordan, for I can inspire students, because she was a powerful woman that she spoke for people from all walks of life. And so Barbara Jordan Endeavors, we are able to help kids with disabilities from all walks of life. Because remember, she was a woman that had MS, but but in that wheelchair, her voice was more powerful. And I just wanted my kids to be able to connect and inspire her stories and all of her powerful mottos and her powerful speeches and the one that we live by. And all of my students, and they have to memorize one of her speeches that we do. It is that this is her speech. She's telling the people, she said, we as human beings must be willing to accept people who are different from ourselves. So we are different from other people that put us in a box, but we can excel. We only want to be treated for our knowledge that we have. by the contents of our character, not our disability.
Yeah, she was one woman. If you hear
Yes.
her, you'll
Yes.
never know that she had MS. You will never know that she's in a wheelchair.
You never know.
Her voice was so powerful,
Was
and
so
her
powerful.
statements.
Yes.
Her statements were so powerful that you
Was
want
so
to
powerful.
quote it.
Right. So it was so powerful. So that's what I want to, that we do. We encourage the students to be able to be another Barbara Jordan. They come into the program, but they have to be proud of who they are. They cannot hide their disability. If they hide their disability, then they're going to miss out on it. A lot of my parents, because remember, you are put in a box and you're judged differently because of your disability. I have experienced that. But God's grace and mercy endures forever.
Ever.
And I live by that every day. I live by Jeremiah 29:11, Habakkuk 2:2 and 3. Those
Yes.
are my scriptures that I live by every day of my life. That's got me through these 6 years.
So this program that you have, is it approved by the state, funded by the school district?
Well, I just want to let that clear. A lot of people asked. My program operates off of volunteers and in-kind donation.
Okay.
This is our first year to apply for grants. So what we do, the school districts, I could not manage my program without the school districts. HISD,
They
my
fund it.
program is housed at Barbara Jordan High School.
Oh, wow.
And it's been there for the last 14 years for our work
That's
out
somewhere in Medical Center, right?
No, it's right off of 59 in Cali.
59.
East State Freeway, like going north to Cleveland, Humboldt, that's that way. But we volunteer like 10 different schools. We go in and we honor our students for their STEM accomplishment. In order to be in the program, then they have to make all A's,
Always, yes.
all B's, all A's and B's. And then at the end of the month, we honor you for your accomplishments. Because Barbara Jordan was a woman of honor. She was a woman of power. But you have to do something with STEM in order to be a part of the program, or you can be a part of our outreach. And I'm so honored to say our outreach program is funded, but it's the biggest program we have each year is sponsored by my church, by Lakewood Church. They come out and do my Valentine party. It's where we honor our king and queen for their accomplishments.
Yes.
And the kids that make honor roll. So that's how we get the kids. When one kid see another kid that's being honored for their accomplishment, it encourages that kid to strive for excellence. And Barbara Jordan is about excellence.
Excellent. And STEM is recognized by Governor Perry.
Yes.
And a lot of schools
And a
have
lot
it.
of schools.
I'm on the board of Harmony Public Schools.
Okay, wonderful.
And they are big
On STEM.
on STEM.
Yes.
That is science, technology,
engineering,
and math.
Right.
And that's where, you know, students from all walks of life in the
All
United
walks of
States
life.
lack.
Right. But the
So-
STEM. So
And
that's
so
how we do
the
it.
children with the disability or unique abilities, as
Unique
you call
ability,
it,
Yes.
you know, they're in STEM program. What percentage of your students are in the STEM program?
Well, how Barbara Jordan program operates, we work strictly with the special education coordinator on campus. We work with low, moderate income families, our families. That's how they qualify. So they have to be in that arena to qualify for the program. And each month, there's a student that has done very, very well. We honor that student as the Barbara Jordan Ambassador of the Month.
Okay.
So that's top student. And at the end of the year, we usually do our Ambassadors of the Year, and then we do our Parents of the Year.
Yeah, it's a combination. Parents
Yes.
has to be involved.
Right. In order for them to be a part of Barbara Jordan program, our programs are not just for students. It's for the parents and the students. The parent have to be involved, or then the student cannot be a part of the program. It makes it work because we have to meet that parents and explain to that parents what's going on with our program. In order for them to know what we do with their children, we want them to know the program. So we have to have
And
an
what
orientation
they
with
have to
them.
do. What is their input?
Their input, we ask them. We have 9 meetings per year. We ask them if you can just come to 3. You know the dates. This is your child that we're honoring. What's more happy for that kid to see their parents come and see them honored, because we honor them. So we just ask them to come to 3 meetings. That means you have 9 months to ask your boss or your supervisor
To get
I
off
want to
that
get
day.
off and just see my kid being honored. just
And
once this year.
And what manager or supervisor would not give you that day off
Right.
to see your child being honored?
Being honored, Stripe, it's all about, Pastor George talks about honored.
Yes.
Being honored. So we honor these kids for their accomplishments, and we have so many success stories as they strive for excellence. Each year there's more and more. We have so many success stories that I'm so honored because it's joy in my heart to see them striving for excellence, because they can go to college and they can work. And they do that. They show you, give me an opportunity, and Barbara Jordan endeavors give the kids that opportunity.
And enable them.
Yes.
Enable them to conquer.
To conquer, and they conquer. Yes. We have to teach a lot of the kids that remember that with Barbara Jordan endeavors, there's no word is can't, because you can do anything through Christ who strengthen you. We're here to strengthen you to do these things.
Yeah, I had a professor at U of H,
Really?
and he would always say, "Can't is found in the dictionary of fools."
That's right. It's not enough
I
vocabulary.
remember that idiom very well. So whenever they say, "I can't," it's found in the dictionary of fools.
Right, it
You
is.
can.
You can.
You just how much effort you have to put. Maybe you have to put a little more effort than ordinary people,
You have
but
to.
still, you can.
You can. When I first told my testimony to the students, and they see me as Miss Scott, she's the CEO and founder of Barbara Jordan Endeavors. Okay, she serves on the board. She's appointed by the governor. She travels around Texas and helped create the policy and procedure how the state is ran. So how could she have a unique ability? When I told the kids, they said, "Miss Scott, how can you have a disability?" I said, "Remember, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I had brain damage from chemo and radiation." I said, "But I decided that I was not going to give up on my life."
That's
Two
right.
times I almost give up on my life. When I came down with breast cancer, could not remember the brain damage. And when my husband passed away, I wanted to give up because I wanted to be with him so bad.
So bad.
But Pastor Joel spoke over my life. He said, "You will not leave this world. You will do great things, and your husband will be looking down proud of you. It's not your time." And I has done everything Pastor Joel and Victoria spoke over my life. It's been amazing, the things that have happened in these last 6 years.
You know, you have been acknowledged by both state and federal officials.
Yes.
What is your aspirations for this organization? Where do you want this organization to be? DAR, right?
Right. DARS is what the kids that's in my program, they're DARS consumers.
Okay.
And that's the Texas Department of Assistance and Rehabilitation.
Okay. Where do you want this program to be in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, our vision is to see this program in every high school within Houston and around the Gulf Coast.
Every high school.
Every high school, yes.
Yeah. It
And
can.
God is blessing. And it's
it
moving
can be
fast.
done.
Yes, it is.
And then most important thing is, you know, how the schools, the parents,
Right.
and the administrators of this program partnering together.
Yes, partnering together.
And then this success stories about the children.
Right. It's amazing that I have not been turned down from no high school that the program is in. We have had so much partnership and so much amazing support that we get from every school, and they say that, "Miss Scott, your program is so needed in the kids," because what we teach is not a curriculum. We teach the kids that they have to become advocates for themselves. They have to be
What
proud
has
of
been
themselves.
your greatest challenge?
My greatest challenge has been with my parents that a lot of them have disability themselves and they're in denial about their child with a disability. That's my greatest challenge.
So they don't believe
Right.
their child can be
Excel.
successful. Excel.
The problem is that they're afraid of being bullied, and they're afraid of being put in that box, right? So they feel like when they get out of college, they're going to be labeled. A lot of them are labeled, but I let them know Barbara Jordan is here to help you where they won't be labeled.
And
Have that powerful voice.
I like that slogan.
Yeah.
Never give up, no matter what.
Right.
Never give up, no matter what. And I think, you know, those of you who are watching us today,
Right.
you know, follow that.
Right.
Keep saying that to yourself, whether you are battling a health crisis.
Right.
You also had an open heart surgery.
No, not open heart surgery. I had a metal, it's a metal plate and screws that I have here in my neck. And that is where that I deal with chronic pain on a daily basis. But I don't let that stop me from doing what I need to do. I deal with
Why
her.
was that metal plate put in?
Well, because when I was dealing with chemo radiation, I was weighed about 90-some pounds, so I fell, and I had to have emergency surgery in my neck. It was I was 5, 6, and 7. They had to do it in emergency because it was like pressing on up the nerves, and I was about to go blind. So that was emergency surgery that I had to have. But I learned how to live with that, and because of that, I have high blood pressure. I deal with that, and also deal with vertigo. But none of those things that I let hold me back, because God, grace and mercy. Jesus says, if I can tell you about that grace and mercy, it would take me all day to tell you about that grace and mercy. I'm here because of grace and mercy.
Look into the camera and
Yes.
talk to my viewers about the grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy endures forever. You have to believe in that grace and mercy. And I have faith and hope, and that keeps me going. God's grace and mercy endures forever. So keep grace and mercy, and live by Jeremiah 29:11 and Habakkuk 2:3 if you have a vision. Our pastor teaches us, all of us need to have a vision. Of victory. Yes.
Yes, and now you travel hundreds of miles
Yeah.
and nothing has stopped you. You don't limit yourself. You
No.
move forward.
Yes.
And you look amazing and beautiful.
Right.
And if you can do it,
They can do it.
anybody can do it.
They can do it. They set their mind to it and know that they have to speak it. You know, Pastor Joel teaches us you have to speak it. The words, the positive words have to come out of your mouth. It has to come out of your mouth. Say, I can do it. And that's what happened when I had the stroke last year. And everybody say you can't, but I kept speaking it, that I'm going to go to New York to the Night of Hope. I'm going and I'm going to volunteer. And I spoke it every month. Mama Dodie prayed for me. I spoke that. And she helped me to speak it. Where, June 2014, where was I? In New York, volunteered with everything. I made it because I spoke it. I believed
Yes,
it.
you believed it.
I believed it. In your heart, you believed it. And I had the faith, and I had the hope, and it came.
It came through.
Yes.
So that's what we need to have. We need to have faith, hope,
Yes.
and it will come true.
Right.
She's a testimony right there. Miss Scott is a testimony.
Have to believe.
Yes, and adverse situations.
Right.
You had cancer.
Yes, I
the
did.
C word, you know, my previous guest, you know, we think that is such a
Right.
death sentence. But you are an overcomer.
But I want to say one thing about the cancer. And this is my 95-year-old aunt that is a breast cancer. I'm not going to say survivor because she don't allow me to say that word. I say the word, but she teaches me to say I'm healed. Because she
Jesus'
said if
name.
you say survivor, it could come back. But she said, Thelma Scott,
You are healed. You're
Anna Mae
healed.
Reed, you are healed in
Healed.
Jesus' name. I'm not a survivor. I'm healed.
See, that's wisdom.
Yes.
That
I'm
is
healed.
wisdom. You know, I used to say survivor too.
Yeah, I don't
but
use it.
No, you don't want to be a survivor because
I don't use it.
you want to be healed.
I'm healed. And I
So it
have.
will not come back again.
That's right.
You know.
17 years, Thelma Scott is healed of breast cancer.
And then you had a stroke.
Then I had a stroke.
All these could have had,
Right.
you know, diverse effect. You could
Right.
be in a wheelchair. You could be
Right.
bedridden. But
Right.
look at you.
Right. It's amazing.
Amazing grace of
Amazing
God. God
grace.
as our
It endures
healer.
forever. Yes, it is.
Yes, and like she said, grace and mercy
Grace and
every
mercy.
day of
Every
our
day.
life. Every day, every walk of our life.
Right.
We can't do it by ourselves.
We can't.
But by His grace and mercy.
Yes. Grace
And
mercy.
one more thing I wanted to ask you, where do you get this beautiful smile and this positive outlook on life? It is contagious.
What it is, it's that God is in control. He's in control of my life. And every morning there's a message that Pastor Joel and Victoria sends out. And I read that message every morning. Because sometime, and I'm not going to lie, sometime I wake up, you get down. Because I miss my husband so much. He was like my all in all.
How long
He
you
was
guys were married?
We was married for 41 years when he died.
41 years.
This December 25th is my birthday. December 26th will be our 47th wedding anniversary.
And
So
I-
God is good. But I speak that to know that you have to get up and start out with a positive attitude in the morning. Or wake up and say, God, thank you for seeing the sunshine peeping through the wall, through the curtains. And that's a blessing. And reading that prayer keeps me going every day. And I have to stay busy, because if I just not do anything, I'll just go down. So I have to stay busy in God's word, in God's program, coming together, reaching out, changing a person's life every day. I wake up to change someone's life every day, and I do that.
And you have this unique ability to love.
Yes, to love.
And it's real love.
Yes.
And I think the students, when you hug them
Right.
or you touch them,
Right.
you know, they feel that. And
The
it is
passion.
very important
Right.
that, you know, our kids feel loved.
They have to.
Nowadays,
They have
you know,
to.
there's so many restrictions. Even teachers are afraid to give the students a hug.
Right.
Because it could be
It's so much,
it,
you know.
yeah, it is so much. And
Going
I'm
on.
also a person who believes in touch and hug.
Me
I
too.
believe a hug is
Yes, I believe
just
in
it's,
loving.
yeah,
Yes.
it's just an enclosure of love.
Right, right.
And you are contagious. When I just gave you a hug, I felt good.
Right.
I felt good. Thank you. So this is
I
the
love it.
same thing that you're transferring. And I think if our children realize they're important, they're valuable, they're loved, they're
That
appreciated,
leaning post, they have to have somebody to lean on.
and then
Different.
it's easy for them to excel.
Excel, right. if they
So
know
what
it.
would you tell the people in the educational system, what they could do a little different for the benefit of a child with unique ability?
Well, what I would say is to the community that have negative things to say and do not know, I would encourage them to come to the school, volunteer. Don't be that person standing on the outside looking in. Come into schools, volunteer, help your child, be there for, you know, the teachers, it's really not their job to raise your kid. You have to help them. When you see that teacher's doing stuff for your child, come in and help, especially the kids with disabilities. They need all of our support. And if I can pop around to 10 different campuses and volunteer my time with the unique ability, I notice you can come out and mentor our kids, to help these kids. They're awesome. And my goal is to help as many kids as I can, because my demise, I'm going to be helping kids with unique abilities.
There you go. And Barbara Jordan Endeavor Corporation is a 501c. It's a
Yes.
nonprofit organization.
Yes.
It provides scholarship for students. It provides emotional support for
Yes.
mentally or physical disabilities.
Yes.
And what else does they do for the students?
We have workshops is where we educate the parents
Oh, I
on
see.
how to
Parents.
navigate the system to be able to get the benefits for their child. A lot of them do not know, so we help them to do that. Teach them how to be advocates for themselves. You have to be an advocate for your child if they have a unique ability. You have to do that. That's
You
number one.
have to.
You have to.
You
yes.
just can't say that, you know, hey, I have a child with disability, so let him sit in a corner, let her sit in a corner. No.
You have to be
Help
that
them
advocate.
to be
Right.
the best
that they can be.
they can be, the
That's
best
right.
they can be.
The best that they can be in everything that they do.
I met this wonderful young lady. She's blind,
Right.
in a wheelchair, and she has some form, I don't know, her limbs and hands were kind of shortened and a little bit deformed.
Right.
But she spoke at the blind school for the blind,
Right. Okay.
and she's an attorney.
Right. See.
She is an attorney,
Nothing
and
holding her
when
back.
she spoke, I mean, it went viral.
Right.
So eloquent.
Right.
You know, my son's an attorney,
Right.
and I know how hard it was to pass the bar exam in Texas.
Right, it is.
Now, she being a blind, she did not say, I cannot read. Everything I have to read, it has to be in Braille or whatever.
But she did it.
And she practices in Houston.
That's amazing. I
It-
must meet her.
You must, I was just thinking about her when we were talking.
Right.
So there's no limit you can put
no
on
limit.
disability.
No limit.
No limit.
There's no limit.
They can excel.
Okay.
So they need our help,
Right.
our support, and whatever that you are bringing it to the limelight.
Yes.
You know, because, you know, God has given you that unique ability to reach out to the children
reach out.
with unique abilities
And-
and make them excel.
Yes, and make them excel. It's amazing is because 2012, when we got invited to the White House for nominated for an award, and I thought they had the wrong person. I said, we don't have money. We just a nonprofit organization that reached out to the kids. But the White House, they loved it, my logo. They loved it, that my brand, as I say, unique abilities.
Unique
And that's
abilities.
what got us there, and I was amazing, and things has not stopped, and they asked me to continue across America using that language, unique abilities.
Unique
that
abilities.
the kids know that they have a unique ability, and they can do anything anyone else can do if given an opportunity.
Given a chance.
And that's
And
what
you are
Barbara
doing,
do. Yes.
you are doing just that.
Doing just that.
I am so proud that you have came to our program
Yes.
and you have shed a new light
Right.
about the children with
Right.
unique abilities.
Right.
And what I want to tell you is if you have a child with the
Right.
unique abilities,
Right.
or you know somebody who has a child with, I used to say special needs, but I like unique abilities better.
Yes, that's it.
You know, they can excel. And you want to find out more about Thelma Scott or what she does or Barbara Jordan endeavors, you know, call the number on our screen and we will provide you with more information about it. I am delighted that you have joined us today. Keep walking in that amazing grace of God,
Yes.
and surely goodness and mercy shall follow you. Take care. Till next time, I'm Sarah Abraham, your host for Amazing TV.